I've seen, I had Roy coming in here, and I'm like, why is he railing on? I mean, he's just coming in here and just
Well,
railing on.
isn't he filed against Jerry?
He's filed against Jerry Shub, but Roy doesn't normally do, just come out. He's, kind of like the Republicans now. They said, oh, we're not going to rip on each other. Next thing you know, they just throw off the gloves and say, forget it. I mean, he's just ripping on Jerry Shub left and right.
Well,
I think last Wednesday or something, he came out with a letter saying that Shub should resign from the Lake County Solid Waste Management District.
you're going to get me started here.
I am.
But Roy, here's a guy that was a city attorney during the sidewalk scandal. Didn't know nothing, right?
He didn't get in trouble, no.
Right. He didn't know nothing. It took place while he was a city attorney. We all know that for 8 years there was problems at the Lake County Jail, and all I ever hear him say was it was the former sheriff's problems. Well, he had 8 years to fix it. Never got fixed. We had this scandal with the guns, right? That he claims that he didn't know nothing about. It was on time, that it was off, out of work hours, and I didn't know nothing about it. And then you got what was that, the cafeteria, or not? What's the commissary scandal? Now this guy's running for county commissioner, right? So he's either A, lying about all of it, or B, one of the most incompetent public officials we've ever elected. Because how can you sit there and have all this stuff happen while you're an administrator, yet I didn't know nothing about it?
Well, that is definitely, obviously, that's Dave's opinion and so forth. But in a weird way, he's a vote gobbler, okay? And he's been able to get elected as sheriff twice.
Right.
And he wasn't, and I think one of those, the first time was it? I think he wasn't necessarily picked to be the guy in the beginning. And
I think he ran against an Arredondo, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was close, right?
It was real close.
Yeah, and he won, and then he won again. And now he wants to be the commissioner, and Jerry Shub has been there a long time. You know how guys are in office long enough that you just get enough people that are kind of mad at some of your decisions, right. And here's one of them with the Lake County Solid Waste Management.
And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know all that much about the Waste Management District to say that, oh, this this needs to be done or that needs to be done. I'm just looking at, are we creating a campaign issue to create a campaign issue? I don't know. I don't know enough about this.
Are you saying
issue.
Is Roy creating a campaign issue for a campaign issue? So not only does this have, statewide implication what this solid waste management district is doing or has been funded, it's over $5 million budget to take care of our waste, and I guess I don't know what has Hammond part of it? I don't know.
I believe Hammond is. I believe the recycling and the sanitary district is. Don't quote me on that, but I honestly believe they are.
And they do a lot of, they send the recyclettes around where they go to all these schools, and you can't even get on their lists. They're so popular and so forth. They have a lot of money to spend, obviously.
They even got Biz Marquee at the festival to sign the recycling bucket this year, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had a big push for recycling out there, and all the acts except Pat Benatar signed the recycling bucket.
She didn't sign it?
No, not Pat Benatar.
Why not?
It's 1979, I guess. She still thinks that,
She's it.
Oh, she's a diva.
Is she really?
Oh, my God.
You go in the backstage with them?
Right. Yeah,
she's
actually.
A diva?
Oh, yeah.
She thought she was it still, huh?
Oh, without getting too deep into it, yeah, it was like, my water's not cold enough, my roses are wilted.
Oh, you had to have roses in her trailer?
There were roses in her trailer, from my understanding, but there was, she was difficult.
She was difficult?
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't look difficult.
And the thing is I was talking to her manager, and one of the things he insisted on was no professional photography back there. And I'm like, how are you going to stop that? It's a free festival. And he just looks at me, deadpan face. He's like, we're talking about a 60-year-old woman that doesn't look like she did when she was 30. She doesn't want professional photography. And I'm like, oh, I get it. Now you put it in that light, I understand what you mean. Now, what this has to do with the solid waste district, I don't know.
there must be a link there somewhere. So on the national scene, or on the statewide scene, an Indiana Senate panel is expected to advance a House bill to make Indiana the 20 23rd right to work state. The Indiana Senate's Labor Committee meets this morning to consider the proposal that would ban unions from collecting mandatory representation fees. Senate President Pro Tem David Long has said he expects the bill to reach the governor's desk Wednesday. So it could be Wednesday that we get to be the 23rd state.